Hey YouTube community! This time, this is a short video looking at how to approach an unseen poem and make comparisons between poems. I'll be using Cole and Tupac songs because, well, rap is poetry too. Before I start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive more videos like this. Now, the first thing you should do when approaching a poem is to read through the poem 2 or 3 times. You may want to read through the poem once, then read through the question, then read the poem again. The third time, you may then start to highlight and make annotations that relate to the question. You should have been taught an acronym at school to help you to remember how to tackle a poem. I've used MITSL and FLAP before, but now I use TSLAP, which stands for Theme, Structure, Language, Attitudes, and Personal Response. When looking at the theme, consider the following. What is the main topic or subject of the poem? Are there any additional topics being explored? What ideas are explored about these topics? And are the ideas complex or universal? Next, look at the structure. It is important that you analyse structure in your answer in order to secure top marks. When looking at structure, consider what ideas are explored in each stanza. Is it the same or does it change? And why? Does the poem have a rhyme scheme? Why has the poet chosen to use this rhyme scheme in this way? Are the stanzas of equal length or not? Why? Is there repetition of words, phrases, ideas within the poem? And what effect does this have? Has punctuation or enjambment been used? And what is the effect? Then look at the language used in the poem. What language techniques are used? What particular words or phrases stand out? And what imagery is created for the reader? Next, look at the attitudes. Attitudes stand for the point of view of the speaker, poet, or reader. So what are the main thoughts and feelings of the speaker? What do you think the poet is trying to highlight about his or her own attitude to the theme or subject explored? And how are we as a reader made to think or feel? Lastly, you must give your own personal response. How do you feel about the key themes and ideas that are explored in the poem? And how might your individual experiences affect your interpretation of the poem? Now, you are going to apply this method to an extract from J. Cole's song, Change. Read through the lyrics from the opening of his song. Use the TSLAP questions to help you unpick the song. For a copy of this extract and the questions, click on the link in the description box below. Pause the video and try using the TSLAP method to unpick the song. How did that go? Now, for the AQA Unseen Poetry section, you will then need to compare one unseen poem to another unseen poem. When comparing two poems, use the same TSLAP method to unpick the second poem. Then draw a table, you can do this on the exam paper, to look at the similarities and differences between them. Now, look at the Tupac's poem and follow the same TSLAP method. Pause the video and give it a try. Now you've looked at both poems, let's start to compare. So both look at the theme of change, but are their ideas or thoughts about change the same or different? The ideas in the verse have some similarities and differences. What issues do they feel occurs within their communities that prevent change? How do they feel about the prison system? And why do you think that both mention this in their songs? Then look at the chorus. Are the same ideas explored or not? How are the chorus similar? Both songs have the same rhyme scheme. What is it and why is it used? Repetition of words and lines are used. When does this happen and why? Is punctuation and enjambment used? Why? Next, look at if there's any language techniques used, or any words or phrases used in each that create imagery that is similar or different. Look then at the attitude of J. Cole and Tupac. How do they want us as their audience to feel or think? Is it similar or different? Tupac's song was written in the 90s and J. Cole in 2016. Have attitudes changed or do they remain the same? Lastly, how do you feel about key themes and ideas in the song? How might your individual experiences affect your interpretation of the song? Pause the video and use the questions to make comparisons between them. Now, why not try answering the following question? Compare J. Cole and Tupac's thoughts and feelings about change and how it is needed in order to improve society. I use PEECEEL with my students to compare, but you may use the acronym you learned at school. Then go into writing. You may begin by writing a short intro showing your understanding of the songs and the similarities or differences between the themes. Then go into writing your PEECEL about the structure and language. Make a point about J. Cole's song, making sure you highlight a language or structural technique and use keywords from the question. Then give your evidence, analyse the effect in relation to the question, and then use a discourse marker to show a similarity or difference. Note, you should compare a similarity or difference between language or structure. So if you made a point about the structure J. Cole uses, you should make a point about the structure Tupac uses. So, use a discourse marker to show a similarity or difference in the language and structure. Then give your point about Tupac's song. Give evidence and analyse the effect. End with making a link between both songs, possibly linking the similarities and differences in their attitudes and the techniques used to present it. Give it a go. It would be great once you've completed the task to share your answers with the rest of the Educated Minds community. Sharing is caring after all. Don't forget you can find the link to the resources used in this video in the description box below. For more videos like this, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Until next time, bye.